We are live. Did cut short the last one. Hopefully get a few more people in this one. QPR and Plymouth. What a game. I mean, Plymouth with two red cards. One was a straight red for Isaka. One was a double yellow. I think it was three other yellows. I mean, I'd like to have a quick look at this. Just to go back to the lineups. Plymouth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows and one red. Plus two of those yellows were actually to Forshaw, which got him a second red. So wow, yeah, two reds, 4 yellows. Well, five yellows because he got 2. Just unbelievable. There'll probably be some sort of questions made of Plymouth's tactics in that one. And in reply, 2 yellows for QPR. So I think that was a pretty good point for Plymouth in the end of the day. So we're going to go straight into this because we really do need to go through and pull up all competitions so that we can. Brighton made a last-minute win, of course, at home to Man United, so that'll be putting more pressure on Man United there. So we will go in with our first one will be Blackburn versus Oxford. So Blackburn versus Oxford, we have Piers with back of Britain, Carter, Hyam and Pickering. Stagger midfield, Costello, Tronstadt, Dolan, Travis and Hedges, and Hashi at the front. Oxford, we know Jamie Cumming at the back, Long, Kioso, Brown and Bennett at the back, with Volk sort of trying to fit a sort of shuttling role, probably more in support of the midfield. And then up front in midfield, they've got Goodrum, Rodriguez, Mazzini, and Phillips with Mark Harris up front. So that's actually quite a good lineup for Oxford. Was it Blackburn, Pierce with Britton, Carter, Hyam, Pickering? Yeah, that's not a bad defence. Midfield, Costello, Tronstadt, Dolan, Travis, Hedges. Yeah, pretty solid. Hashi, okay. That's going to be an interesting game. I think that's going to be. Yeah, I think Oxford may very well turn that one around. Good chance there. Borough versus Portsmouth, and I'm saying my prediction was towards Portsmouth, but let's have a look. Borough with Dieng and a back of Dick Steele, Ayling, Clark, and Engel. Yeah, not bad. Midfield staggered of Jones, Morris, Azaz, Hackney, and Bergzorg. Bergzorg usually plays okay, but he has moments of just sheer yawn. Lat up front. Well, what can we say? He's just amazing, isn't he? I think given the right feed, he's capable of scoring in every game. Portsmouth with Norris in goal and a back four of Williams, Swanson, Towler and Ogilvie. Stagger midfield of Lane, Dozzle, Lang, Pack and Sorensen. That's a really good midfield. I'm quite impressed with what they've built up there. And up front, Christian Sadie. I still like the Portsmouth side. I still like that one. So Norwich versus Sheffield United, both needing to really cement a firm, constant skill set. They just don't seem to be clicking for me, neither of the teams. Norwich, Angus Gunn, Stacey, Duffy, Doyle and Christine at the back. Midfield staggered of Chinak, Nunez, Forson, McLean and Saints. Yeah, pretty known standards of technical expertise, and Josh Sargent up front. So that's pretty robust, known skill set there. Sheffield United, Cooper at the back. We're going a 4-4-1-1, which is Burrows, Trusty, Suter, and Gilchrist. And then up in midfield, Hamer, Arblaster, Souza, and Brooks. And Callum O'Hare with Kiefer Moore up front. Still not sure Kiefer Moore for that front role with a side with such skill levels as Sheffield United. I do like him with Sheffield's skill sets. Not quite sure. I think they will have the edge on that, but I'm not quite sure how much of an edge they will have. Preston versus Luton as we go down the Championship lineups. Preston with Woodman, and then Hughes, Lindsay, Story, and then Potts, Whiteman, Torderson, and Kessler Hayden. And up front, we've got sort of Jensen and Will Keane and Jakobsen sort of trying to make a sort of triangle together. Luton, now these have been hammered as well as hammered others. So let's have a look. Shea at the back, Guinness, Mengi, and Bell. And then we've got Ogbene, Clark, Baptiste, and Doughty. And then Morris and Chong with Adebayo up front. I would be still preferring Luton on that, probably even more so than what I did in the predictions video, which you can see on my website. Other videos are available. Stoke City versus West Brom. Johansson in the back, the mighty Victor in the net. Chamado, Wilmer, Gibson, and Buckat at the back. Mid of Lauren, Thompson, and Yun Ho. Pretty good. Front, Manoff, Kumas, and Gooch. I think they're certainly trying to prove to people they can score. I don't think. Just trying to look at the notes from last time, but I think that they lost 3-0 to Watford. I think they're trying their best to get some goals, but I still can't see where they're coming from. Great defense for Stoke, but where are the goals coming from? I haven't a clue. Please tell me. If you support someone, then please do put it in the chat, and I can sort of just keep nodding back to them. West Brom, we have Palmer, we have Furlong, Ajayi, Bartley, and Hegem at the back. We have midfield of Fellows, Malumbi, Swift, Mowat, and Grant, and Maya up front. So I'm actually, this is going to be very, very low on goals, isn't it? I'm thinking one either way. I'm thinking more likely West Brom still, but we'll see. We had Sunderland, Burnley, and Sunderland are with, click the link, Pete Patterson at the back. Then we've got Trey Hume, Luke O'Nien, Elise, and Jerkin. And then we've got midfield of Roberts, Neil, Rigg, Joe Bellingham, and Mundell. And then we've got Mayenda up front. Now, great midfield. I think they've got a good side. I just sort of certain players can play really well and one week and then average the next. Mayenda up front. So and I'm sort of worried about the wings rather than the middle, because they can play well and they can play really. They can rip teams apart like Sheffield Wednesday, and then the next week then play really bad. So, let's see. Burnley, Trafford at the back. We've got Roberts, Riley, Esteve, and Perez at the back. Wow, bloody hell! Midfield of Vitino, Brownhill, Masengo, and Utonji. And Rodriguez and Foster, Lyle Foster up front, they can score, can't they? And I've just this actually may be. I've put 2-3. I think this may very well be a high scoring game. That's going to be one to keep an eye on, guys. Watford derby to finish off the championship. Watford with Backman and then Seralta, Pollock, and Morris at the back. Okay, reasonably good, I think. Midfield, Andrews, Bashiru, Sissoko, and Larucci. Good midfield. I can't even say this one. Chakvideds and Kayembe with Bayo up front. I don't know. I don't know. Even though they scored 3 last week, I just think I don't know if they can score a number of goals each week. They're pushing it for a. They're pushing this really for lots of goals. This is really an attacking force. So what are Derby going to do in return? Well, we know what Warren's like. He'll probably go, yeah, he will. Fully defends, one up front to try and beat them on the attack. We've got Zetterstrom in goal for Derby. We've got Nyambe, Nelson, Bradley, and Elder at the back. Then we've got in midfield Goodman, Adams, Yates, Ozo, and Lang. Well, Jerry Yates is more up front. And you've got Caden Jackson, so perhaps more of a sort of 4-4-2 really there. So they are sort of put that 4 across the back. To me, says they're trying to, and I know his style is most likely going to just try and keep that right at the back and just make sure that they don't let any goals in for as long as possible. So Stockport County going to League One 1-2-0 at home to Bristol Rovers. Burton 0, Stevenage 0. Barnsley Northampton will go to first, and Barnsley versus Northampton. Barnsley, Sionina at the back, Gavini, Roberts, and Earl with Cotter, Hurahan, Connell, and Gent in midfield. A good midfield, isn't it? That is actually a good midfield. I'm quite impressed. But like last year, they needed to build that defence because they kept doing silly things. Won Lincoln, and Lincoln were pretty bloody good. But Lincoln did score. I don't know. Up front, Phillips, Cosgrove, Waters. So I think they're definitely trying to go for the throat here with Northampton, the visitors. Berg at the back, McGowan, Willis, Guthrie, and Mbete. That's a decent. That's actually a decent defence. That is actually a decent defence. Midfield: Pinnock, Kuchain, Henry, and Sam Hoskins. Reasonable midfield. Callum Morton and McGeehan up front. They've got a decent side there. Whether they can hold out against a Barnsley side that is actually looking quite slick, I don't know. We'll see later on. They go Cambridge, Blackpool. Cambridge will be hoping that they can prove everybody wrong again and can continue to really play some really decent football. I mean, okay, they lost 1-0 to Crawley, but they are actually playing quite decent football. Let's have a look. Cambridge with Reese, and then back Riordan, Rossi, Andrew. They're trying to go attacking at home. Bennett, Smith, Digby, and Brophy in midfield, a little bit one-sided. Kai, Lavery, and Barton up front. So that looks a pretty good front end. They managed to keep, of course, their Kai and Lavery so far. Blackpool, O'Donnell in goal, Casey, Baggett, and Husband with Hamilton, Norburn, Evans, and Coulson. And then up front, Joseph, Fletcher, and Ballard. Both of them are going attacking. Oh God, this could be an interesting game. They're both going attacking. Wow. I don't even think about that one. What did I say for that one? I said 0-1 to Blackpool. Well, we'll see. There might be a lot more goals in it than that. Charlton, Bolton, especially if you look at those lineups. I might be totally wrong on that one. So, give that to live. Charlton, Mannion at the back with Mitchell, Jones and Gillespie. And then in midfield, Ramsey, Small, Connor Coventry, Greg Doherty and Luke Berry. And then Hadme and Campbell up front. Wow. Pretty good lineup there. And they're sort of really trying to control that midfield and supply into that front end, which is roughly what Bolton are trying to do with Baxter in goal. Toll, Santos and Johnston, who were all very, very good last week, I think. Cogley, Thomason, who was quite good last week. Sheehan, who was good. Sean, who was reasonably good. McAtee and Charles and Collins up front. You know, this side should be one of the unbeatable ones. If they can put that side out every week, then they're doing really well. But they're against the Charlton side. That is absolutely brilliant. There may be very, very few goals in that because they're both almost knocking each other out with class and front end style and abilities. Exeter, who started well, winning against my team, and they're sort of like they just don't seem to be quite the enthusiasm from the fans doesn't be matched by the players. They got Whitworth in back with Niskanen, Sweeney, Kramer, and Ifeko. And then in midfield, they got Cole, Woods, Aitchison, McMillan, and Ali. Didn't rate much to Ali actually last time. McGinnis up front. So we'll see about that. I don't think I don't see a constant firepower up front. Peterborough, steering goal, Curtis, Fernandez, Wallin, and Sparks with Poku, Kipianu, Randall, Collins, and Ado, and up front, Mothersill. Their new style does seem to be confusing some people as to which way last week 4-1 against the Shrews, but the first week, it wasn't quite as simple as that against Huddersfield, wasn't it? So it's going to be interesting. I think Peterborough have enough class in midfield to overpower Exeter, and I think that their defence is certainly able to cope with the attack of Exeter. So I think we'll stick with Peterborough on that one. Huddersfield, Shrewsbury. Now, we have to be thinking Huddersfield, don't we? Huddersfield at home. Nichols with Lees, Hellick and Spencer at the back. We're really strong defence there, even if it is only 3. Sorensen, Wild, Ben Wiles, Hogg, Evans and Miller, Michael Miller in the midfield, and Danny Ward and Callum Marshall up front. Ouch, it's how many, isn't it? Surely. And I said 4-0, so let's see. Shrewsbury, Savin with Hull and Sala, Pierre and Benning. Yeah, they've got a couple of good players there. And then Carl Winchester in a floating role in the middle, so that's quite good. O'Reilly, really. Perry, Shipley, Boxham, and up front John Marquis. So they've actually got a good side here and there. But can they actually make those one or two good, probably 2 good, really good players shine well enough together to make a difference against Huddersfield? I doubt it. But stranger things have happened as we go to Orient versus Birmingham. Orient now is Hemming at the back, Clare, Happ, Cooper and Sweeney. Midfield of 09, and it's Ollie 09. Brown, Donnelly, Abero, Galbraith, and then Kelman up front. So they're trying to sort of get a little bit of power in midfield, but they're against the same sort of formation for Birmingham. Peacock Farrell in the net. Oh dear. Laird, Clara, Bellick, and Cochrane, with midfield of Anderson, Sung Ho, Harris, Leonard, and Hansen, and Alfie May up front. So, sorry guys, that looks like a very decent win. But I think Leyton Orient, I think they will score. I'm going to say Leyton Orient will score, but I don't think they'll score many. Probably one. Lincoln versus Mansfield. I like the Mansfield side. One to watch. Go see my video. Brilliant video. But I would say that Lincoln, they have been playing really well. They have been playing really well. And I really do think that they'll probably end up doing quite well. I mean, they lost 2-1 to Barnsley, but it was Barnsley. In goal, they've got Wickens, with at the back three of Jackson, O'Connor, and Ruffin. Floating of Arahan. Midfield of Derriqua, Grandals, Bayliss, and Jeffries. I actually quite like Bayliss. And then up front, we've got Benhouse and Makamba. So, really solid side. Who have they got for Mansfield? Pym with Akins, Flint, Ashilawa, and Bowery. Midfield of Bacchus, Reed, Quinn, which is really good. And number 10 of Keller Dunn, and up front Lee Gregory and Will Evans. And Will Evans is on fire. And one of the Mansfield fans said to me, "What do I think of Will Evans? Will he make it in League One?" Well, it looks like it. Mansfield, yeah, they are on fire. One to watch. I think that will stay as my one to watch there. Wigan versus Crawley. You need to try and get this done. Wigan are Tickle at the back. Carragher, Kerr, Aimson, and Chambers. Midfield stagger of Rankin, Adiko, Asgard, Smith, and Amon Thomas, and Joe Hugill up front. Crawley against a pretty decent, very decent Wigan side. Walcott at the goal, and then we've got Malarkey, McKenna, and Flint. Decent defence, really, isn't it? Adeyemo, Williams, Anderson, and Quintima. And then a sort of front triangle, according to this, Kelly, Darcy, and Hepburn Murphy. Still prefer the home advantage, still for Wigan. However, it will be very, very tight, I think, that game. Wrexham versus Reading. And we've got a Conquo at the back, with Wrexham having Barnett, Cleworth, O'Connell, O'Connor, and McLean in defence. Wow. Then they're going to try that typical diamond shape straight to the front. Triangle shape. We've got Cannon, Dobson, Lee, and then up front Palmer and Marriott. So this is one of those old-fashioned Roman formations, isn't it? Reading, what can they do? Well, they're going to try all on attack against them with Pereira, and in defence, Craig, Mbenku, Binden, and Dorset. In midfield, we have Elliott, Wing, and Savage. So that's actually a really good midfield. I quite like that. Akande, Smith, and Ehi Bush. I'm not going to try that one. That one on the other side. I prefer the Reading side, and I think with signs of a takeover off field, I think we can start to see perhaps Reading's players sort of almost breathe a sigh of relief that something's going to happen. And it's what happens off field that tends to bring teams down. And I think it's now time for Reading's players to sort of think, not about what's happening off field. It looks like it's going to happen. Thank God. The fans deserve better than what they've had for the last couple of years. I hope it does happen. I hope something does turn up for them, because Rotherham's been in that situation a couple of times now, and it's not nice as a fan. Like them or loathe them, I don't wish anything like that to any side. Wickham versus my side, Rotherham. So we go with the lineups here. There you go, Wickham with Ravizoli at the back. Sounds like something you eat. Grimmer, Lowe, Hartridge, sorry, Alex Hartridge, right, okay. Harvey, and then in midfield they've got Butcher, Scowen, Sadlier. Kieran Sadlier, we know he can play. We know he can play a decent championship football, really. And up front they've got Ado, Cohn, and McCleary. So they've actually got a really good side, and it's Wickham, and they are set up to play probably about 45 minutes football per 90 minutes game. Kick it out whenever possible. I expect about 35, 40 minutes play from this game, and it's Rotherham. And what on earth are we? We've actually relegated our captain, so we have now a different side, and the fans were thinking this should happen but wouldn't happen, but it has. We've got Dylan Phillips at the back. We've got a Duffin, Humphreys, McCart, and James. So we've got a decent back four. However, McCart sort of had to slip into a place he's not really used to. Wilkes, Kelly, and Williams. We've got Joe Powell, and then Hugill and Nombe up front. So Clark Harris is on the subs bench because he's been playing absolutely pants. So our new captain for the game is indeed Jordan Hugill, and we shall see whether that works. Look at that, 14:57, and that means that I need to quickly get rid of things and see whether we can go other places, get everything set up for you guys, and if there is anybody in, then that's okay. That's already set up, so we'll try and get rid of some of the other screens. I don't want to be clogging things up. So that one is that one. We don't want the Premier League. The trouble is, it's not letting me. So which one shall we go with? Sunderland, Burnley. Sunderland, Burnley. Burton, Stevenage, Stockport, Bristol Rovers were gone. So it's going to be a championship game. Hull, Millwall, no, Sunderland. No, I might have to go. We have to go with the Sunderland Burnley, won't we? So we'll play the Sunderland Burnley. So we're going with the Sunderland. So we'll be going with the Sunderland game. So there's my Sunderland game, and we are going to be off underway any minute now. We'll go back just to see which teams start first. We go to the Premier League. So we have home games for Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Norwich, Preston, Stoke, Sunderland and Watford, none of which have started yet. Barnsley, Cambridge, Charlton, Exeter, Huddersfield, Leyton Orient, Lincoln City, Wigan, Wrexham and Wickham. I'm saying that we are going to go. This is 655 days, nearly 2 years. I thought it was more than that. Since Rotherham have won an away game, can they win a game for the first time in 655 days? I think not. Let's have a go, guys, because here we go into week 3 of League One and Championship football. If anybody is coming in, please leave the club your support, because we have got Sunderland here. So I'll be watching the Sunderland game, and we are listening to the goals going everywhere else. So we have now got the games at Cambridge are on the go, Exeter are on the go, Orient are on the goal, Wigan are going, Wycombe, Rotherham are going, anything in the Championship, Blackburn has started, Borough has started, Norwich have started, Sunderland obviously have, and Watford have now started. So we are underway. So I can quickly go through Bet365 while that one's playing. So while that's playing away, we will look at some of the games here. Blackburn versus Oxford, which is already 1 minute in, and Oxford are now they're playing with a very defensive attitude at the minute, by the looks of it. So Oxford sitting back, passing it. Yeah, again, it's gone right to the left side, up to the right wing, back into midfield, back into the left wing. They're playing a solid defensive line, allowing Blackburn to pull forward and try and attack them. So at the minute, they're trying to keep the ball. Oxford doing well. So that's going to be an interesting game.
Tondi's away down the left-hand side. Good covering, though, in the end by LS, who got across to slide the ball out of play.
So that's that one.
Ball over the top there that caused the
and we have a goal at Middlesbrough. We have a goal at Middlesbrough in the first minute.
Waiting for the ball. It's thrown in now by Perez into the centre of the park. Masengo goes back towards his fullback.
And it's
spell with Leeds United towards the end of last season.
Middlesbrough 0, Portsmouth 1.
Back to goal on halfway.
Let's see how this has worked out.
Burnley just happy to keep possession at the moment on the back line.
It's Sadie. Sadie has scored in the second minute.
Sunderland with 2 wins from 2 so far. Probably much better than what many of their fans would have been expecting going into the new season.
So that's that one. So Sadie has scored for Portsmouth in 2 minutes. That's your first goal. And we have our first goal, and we are going on as Latte tries to respond straight away for Middlesbrough, but couldn't get through the central defence. He pings it sideways. He pings it back to Bergzorg in the middle. And Bergzorg's trying to get down the middle. But Bergzorg can't get through defence. And Ogilvy grabs it for Portsmouth. And they now try and slow the tempo down a bit. But Jones nicks it from him. And he runs into the box. And Jones could actually get some there for Middlesbrough. But Middlesbrough just come up against a blue wall, and they end up passing it back to the centre circle. It doesn't look like that's going to stay 1-0 to Portsmouth for very long. That is, they are really hammering it. And I have to go to Blackburn, Oxford. And Dolan. Oh, Kyoso. Good job. Kyoso was there for Oxford. Will Volts now. Harris, Goodrum. Travis nicks it from him, but Goodrum nicks it back. And he tries passing it yet, gets it to Bennett. And Bennett's there to try and recoup the situation. As we have another goal. And we have another goal. This time it's at Watford. And it is now Watford at 0. Derby 1, and Derby have now scored.
think that may well have been Patrick Roberts who's come onto it late
So,
on. He probably will feel he should have hit the target.
Adams.
Lovely run.
Adams, not Adams. Well, never mind.
Side,
Ilbert Adams, how about that?
Got to the byline, pulled the ball back towards the penalty spot, and the first time.
So we are seeing goals go in. We have Portsmouth winning away at Borough. We have Derby winning away at Watford. And we have a goal at Exeter now. Exeter as well. Exeter are joining in the goal fest, and it's Exeter 1. Would you believe it? Peterborough 0. And I wouldn't believe that. Peterborough are actually on the back foot. Let's have a look at the Peterborough game, because Peterborough, I was really thinking that Peterborough were going to be. Oh, and there's a goal at Cambridge. I mean, we are. It's a case of not being able to take your eyes off the bloody games here, guys, because they're going in like lightning here. It's now Cambridge 0, Blackpool 1. Just check the other games, because hell, the other games missed. Exeter versus Peterborough. Ifeco are now trying to keep up there against Peterborough. In fact, it's all Exeter at the minute. Let's have a look at the stats of that. 77% possession to Exeter. 3 shots, 1 on goal, 1 on target, 1 goal. Peterborough, no shots, none on target, no goals, and 24% possession. Exeter are running the roost down there. I'm not going to be able to speak, am I? It's just going to be ridiculous. So, wow. And we have a goal at Leyton Orient.
Derby won in the game at Vicarage Road. Earlier in the Championship, Bristol City and Coventry.
It's Leyton Orient 0, and guess what? It's Birmingham 1. And Exeter are now. I'm saying Exeter are ruling it. And believe it or not, guys, there's been another goal, and it's Exeter 1. Peterborough 1, and now it's Peterborough that answer back. Wow, I was going to go to Birmingham. I wanted. It was Anderson for Birmingham on 7 minutes. So Birmingham, look at the stats, 80% possession to Birmingham. 80%. Bloody hell. That's insane. 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. Birmingham 1-0. Wow. Just trying to get my head around who scored at the minute, because it's Blackpool we've seen, Exeter, Peterborough we've seen, Birmingham we've seen. I'm going to my side, Rotherham against Wickham. 8 minutes. Let's have a look at the stats. 75% possession to Wickham, 25 to Rotherham. No shots either side. Dangerous attacks. No, 2 to Wickham, 1 to Rotherham. This could end up 0-0.
CJ Egan-Riley is the first player of the afternoon to go into the referee's notebook.
So,
a silly decision in the end there.
Middlesbrough, let's go to Middlesbrough, which is, well, they were really pressing to get this equaliser against Portsmouth. And as you say, saw there Sadie for Portsmouth after 2 minutes, with Hackney now.
Now back in field it goes towards Dan
Yeah,
Neal.
we've really got Sunderland pushing on the, as you can hear, we've got Sunderland pushing forward. Sunderland are in the ascendancy in the game we're watching, but Middlesbrough across there, but Swanson grabs it and clears it, but only as far as Jones, and passes it back to Morrison. Dick Steele. Azaz on the corner, on the near post. Azaz crosses it, but Williams grabs it, kicks it out, and it goes out for a Middlesbrough throw-in. It's all Middlesbrough. Let's see the stats. It's 75% possession to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are 1-0 down, but they are
halfway line.
attacking like mad.
Lucas Pires, the Brazilian, will take it back off Masengo here.
Wow.
He gives the ball away, and that's surely a foul on Patrick Roberts. It might be a second booking here for Burnley.
Ooh.
Referee Stephen Martin has to think about it and then decides a free kick is enough.
Ooh.
And Sunderland will just keep possession in their
Sunderland
own half.
very lucky there. They could have they could have been one man up. I say unlucky because they could have been one man up because Burnley nearly got a red card there.
The right-hand side, Roberts down the line he goes.
Watford against Derby.
Rig was
Derby now from the back, playing forward, but Kayembe steals that in midfield from Watford. Pushes it forward, but Derby managed to grab it in defence. Nice solid play there in defence by Derby. They're 1-0 up. They don't need to do anything stupid. They're playing it steady. Short balls.
Oh, there's not a red and white jersey there, and Connor Roberts does well to move it out of the penalty area. Couldn't quite get it out of play for a corner though. So Sunderland still have possession with Joe Bellingham on the edge of the penalty area.
It's just amazing that Sunderland are all. It's all push.
Robertson, a lovely ball to the back post, just slightly overhit.
See, Roberts again. I said, sometimes he plays really well, sometimes he plays awful. And there he's just played a ball and it's just overkicked. It's just, there's no reason for it. If you're going to do it, make sure it's at least close. But Watford now with Morris, Sissoko, and it looks like Watford are trying their best to get back, but they get to the midfield section and they just don't seem to be able to get pushed past that line. So let's see. Azodo pulls that interception. Bradley gives it to, pushes it down. Oh, Morris grabs it. He's going to have to. Jackson just turns and gets it back off him. Makes a cross or a shot, but Backman gets that in the Watford defence. So that's he gives it to Bashiru. So Watford, as Ipswich have scored against Man City, it's still being checked, but at the minute it's Man City 0, Ipswich 1. And Middlesbrough, I said Middlesbrough were absolutely on the attack here, and it's now Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 1. So they've equalised, and Portsmouth now, I think, would be, it's one shot each, one on target each, and one goal each. Wow. But the possession is just phenomenally it's so much in the benefit of Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are 75% possession. You couldn't see them not scoring. They were doing really well. So we have a goal in League One. We have another goal in League One, and it's now Charlton 1. Well, Bolton 0, and I'm shocked. I did look at that. I mean, those two teams are so close, and I could see them sort of getting quite low scoring. But at the minute, Charlton Bolton, what did we say?
There'll be some concerns amongst the Burnley bench with how this is going.
Oh, you've got Charlton Bolton.
Well on top at the moment.
Must have Charlton Bolton.
Look like the more likely team to break the deadlock. I don't think there's been a shot.
There we are. I said 1-0 to Charlton, so it has to finish now for me to get a 100% score. But yeah, and Leyton Orient have just scored against Birmingham. It's now, amazingly enough, I said I thought they would score, and they have, but quite early on. And it's Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 1, and all of a sudden they've got a fight on. So in that game, it's 11-4 against Orient winning. It's roughly evens for Birmingham. and it's 2.5 to 1 for the draw. So yeah, they don't expect Orient to do any more than what they've done. But going that will just keep that. Oh, Roberts had a shot there, and it's Trafford who.
Roberts' shot gets a deflection from Esteve, and it loops into the arms of his goalkeeper. Again,
wow.
Causing all sorts of problems.
Sunderland are absolutely on the 15 minutes and 10 seconds there, and Sunderland are certainly on the attack here. Burnley are just trying to slow it down at the back at the minute. Esteve, yeah, trying to just really, and their defence is really far back. He tries pushing it forward. Brownhill tries nicking it down the middle, goes straight to the Sunderland goalkeeper. I'm afraid that's not causing any, and it's gone from Man City 0, Ipswich 1 to Man City 2, Ipswich 1. Tottenham are now winning 1-0 at home to Everton. Dares we get a quick look in at, we've got the Bolton, we've got the extra one, Peterborough 1, yeah, and we've got another goal. Oh, have we? Has it been disallowed? We had a goal disallowed at Cambridge. It was Cambridge 1, Blackpool 1 for a minute, but it's now still Cambridge 0, Blackpool 1. So it was a goal in and a goal chalked off. Anything? Oh, Bromley in League 2 has had a red card, and it's Bradford 1, Bromley 0. So that's interesting. I'd like to see where the Newport are winning again, even though they've lost their League 2 best striker. They're still scoring. So they've managed to replace him really, really well, and he's doing a really good job at the minute. Really good job at the minute in League 1. So yeah, it's all very good. In fact, what are Mansfield doing? They're 0-0 at the minute. Let's have it. We've got a minute to go in. We've got a minute. We can go. Another goal's bound to go in. Mansfield with Bacchus, Flint, Aitkins. They're really pushing forward now. Aitkins back to Bacchus. Reed. I'll put that out there so I can at least look at you all. Oshilaya. Oh, well, crosses it, but Bayliss. I like Bayliss. He played well last year, I thought. Lincoln City, Connor, Makama. Reed intercepts that. And Bacchus, Reed for Mansfield. Tackled. Free. No, he's not going free kick. It's carried on to Ashilaya. Done. Bacchus is playing quite well up to this point, but Aikins loses it to a Lincoln player. Grandals for Lincoln. Jackson. Darikwa. Darikwa. On the right hand side for Lincoln. Oh, and Mansfield clatter into him and get a yellow card. Jeffries is going to take that for Lincoln, and at the minute it's a little bit hit and miss there at Man City have now got 3 goals in reply, and it's now 3-1 to Man City. Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 1 still. Derby, let's have a look at the Watford Derby game. There's Watford attack. Morris down the left. We're listening. The main game is Sunderland. If anybody's interested, Sunderland versus Burnley. You can hear that one playing in the background. As Bashiro for Watford, Sissoko, Kayembe, Andrews. Can he cross it? You can cross it as far as Sissoko and check Vedets now. Nicks it to the left to Kayembe, but he just can't get a toe behind the ball, and it trickles back to Serialta. And Serialta passes it to Morris. Check Vedettes. Back to Pollock. We're just trying to bring Check Vedettes in it, but Bio go. Oh no! I'll go straight to Zetastrom, and Zetastrom can start to build from the back for Derby, who are actually 1-0 ahead. So the stats of the one that we're watching is 59% to Sunderland, 41% to Burnley, and Burnley are not running the roost here. Burnley have 0 shots, and Sunderland at the minute have 5 shots, 1 on target, and they are absolutely well on top. Absolutely well on top. I'm watching the data version of Watford Derby at the minute while we watch and listen to the Sunderland game. And put that one back into there. So, corner for Sunderland. While Watford attack with Sissoko. Serialta in the box, but he's passing it back to Kiembe. Kiembe can't quite get it on his foot right, and Derby clear it, but not very far, and it gets crossed back in, but Bradley for Derby managed to get it. Kicks it out, and Pollock grabs it on the right-hand side for Watford. Now, Watford are trying to keep the pressure upon Derby as they pass it from right-hand side to the left-hand side with Morris, back to Serialta in the middle. You go back to the right-hand side, as you imagine it will. Yeah, right-hand side with Pollock, middle with Czech Vedettes. Will they pass it down to the far left corner? Near it, Morris on the left. And into the left corner, but Nyambe grabs it. That was a timely interception there by Nyambe, who kicks it out. And it will be a throw-in to Watford, quite close to the box. So this could be with a right length, short one to somebody and then to Pollock. Shoot, but that's not going to go anywhere. Nelson has that one covered. So it's looking like Watford are trying to get back against Derby. Yeah, we do have a goal there. We have a goal at Stoke.
Over to the far side, but it's overhit this time by Dan Neal. It goes out of play for a Burnley throw-in.
And Stoke, who you just can't see getting a goal. They've got a good defence, but it's been beaten. So Stoke have gone behind at home, and there's been a goal at Norwich. And it's going wholly against what I was saying. It really is. And it's Norwich 1, Sheffield United 0. And all of a sudden, all of my results are going out the bloody window. Cambridge in League One, Cambridge 0, Blackpool 1. Charlton 1, Bolton 0, Exeter 1, Peterborough 1. Huddersfield have now scored. So it's now Huddersfield at home 1. And there's been another goal as well. Shrewsbury 0. We now have Leighton Orient. What did I say? 1. Birmingham 2. So Birmingham gone ahead. They saw that goal. And now we've got a goal at Wrexham. It's Wrexham 1. Reading 0. So we've it's looking like a strong push for promotion as another for a third year in a row, isn't it, for Wrexham? So the FC Hollywood are indeed pushing forward for another year. I mean, let's just have a quick look at that, where that puts it, because I'm interested in seeing where that puts it. It's not got on here yet, so I have to wait till Sky catch up on that one. I'm interested in some of these other games in League Two just for the sake of it. I mean, our friends at Fleetwood, obviously, and because I think the guy there that does the commentaries and the webcasts there is absolutely brilliant. He does some really good work, and he's always trying to pull out some interesting videos about League One. We're going to have a quick look at my side. I don't know why. The stats are, well, we're coming back into it. 66% possession to Wickham, 33 to Rotherham. Rotherham have 6 shots, 2 on target, no goals. Wickham have 2 shots, 2 on target, no goals.
He cuts back on his right foot, dinks across towards the back post. Volley from Roberts right across goal. Bundle will pick it up again.
Wickham half offside.
Right, but his shot is into the far corner. And although Burnley claimed for offside, the goal
it's Sunderland
like
have finally beaten it.
Bundle, who has been a real threat for
Sunderland have been so on top. It's just unbelievable. So Sunderland won.
We can't say that the warning wasn't there for Burnley. They've just not been able to.
Burnley nil. Sunderland have been so much better. Oh, and another surprise goal. This is absolutely amazing. I really. This is actually my local side that's just scored. So it's now Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2. And all of a sudden, Portsmouth are back on top. Norwich are on top. This is unusual. West Brom are on top. Sunderland are on top. Derby are on top. Some interesting people in the teams in the league. Media. I expected Charlton Bolton to be sort of 1 goal in it, and at the minute there is just 1 goal in it. We've got Wrexham in the lead. Let's have a look at Wrexham. Have a quick look at it, and they've just had a shot. So Craig has it right at the back end, and it's now a goal kick for Reading. So Reading can have a goal kick, try and get back into this game. I don't think that they've got most of the possession, but this happened last time. Wrexham had less. The last time, Wrexham did really well, and I think even though they were sort of like had low percentages of possession, they were still actually having the most shots. So it's going to be interesting to see whether that carries on this week. So in the Championship, the only ones with 0-0 are Blackburn, Oxford, Preston, Luton. They're the only 2 games that are 0-0. Let's have a look at Preston, Luton, because I really thought Luton would, and Luton's just had a shot. It's now Preston goal kick, and he kicks it very short. It's quite even. It is really, really even. When Luton have it, it's them that are in the attacking box. But again, Luton grab it, but they grab it in the final third. Doherty, can he cross the ball? It'd be good if he can cross the ball. They can get that one in the net. So what have we got? Of course, this morning we had it's lunchtime as that gets gathered by the goalie, Lindsay now for Preston. We had Bristol City 1, Coventry 1, Hull 0, Millwall 0, and QPR 1, 9-man Plymouth 1. So that was an interesting one. We also had in League 1 Burton 0, Stevenage 0. And we had Stockport County 2, Bristol Rovers 0, but that wasn't really. That's not really the picture. That was actually a lot more even, I thought, than the 2-0 line score line suggests. Luton make another cross, but it's cleared straight by Preston, and Luton now take it with Bell on the left-hand side. stops it from going out so that he can pass it back to O'Shea. Back to McGuinness. Across to Mengi. Back to McGuinness. To Shea. To Bell. They're going. Yeah, it's going to go to the bloody side again. Clark on the left. Let's have a look. Oh, Doherty in the middle. Yeah. Mengi on the right. Baptiste on the right. Runs down through towards Preston's goal area, and he's really got through the defence there. Morris now, if Morris can get, he just loses it and he goes out for a Preston 3. No, but here's then another mess, and it's a Luton throw-in right in line with the goal. So this could be quite, it's right next to the flag on Luton's right-hand side. Let's just watch this for a minute. As I quickly look through all the scores, it goes short to Mengi, but Jakobsen grabs it from him. So that's that game. So at the minute, we have Blackburn 0, Oxford 0, Middlesbrough. We can't speak too quick. This is a goal at Stoke City, and it's Stoke 1. West Brom 1, and we now and we have an equaliser somewhere else. We now have Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1. Wow. I did say, is that now? We've still got the Preston game and the Blackburn game on 0-0. Right, we've now got another goal in League One. I can't even get into any of the games. We've now got Barnsley 1, Northampton 1. I think that will probably be it for that one. Cambridge 1, Blackpool 1. That's also another score, isn't it? So Cambridge have equalised.
Burnley just maintaining possession inside their own half at the moment.
So Blackpool 1.
Plays it down the line. 09.
We know about the Charlton winning. We know about Exeter, Peterborough being a draw. Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0. We know. Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. We know. Lincoln City. No, I can't remember if they said that one. Lincoln 1. Crawley 0. And I've just seen a couple of goals go in, and this is quite interesting. So Lincoln 1, Crawley 0. No. Oh God, hang on. Move. Right. Help. Right. Okay. Get this right.
The visitors, Burnley and Lucas Pires.
Lincoln 1.
A great deal of movement ahead of him, you have to say.
I'm looking at so many other bloody scores. Mansfield 0. I was looking as we said that. Wigan 1. Crawley 0. And now it's Wrexham 2. Reading 0. Now we should now be able to go into and see what where they are. Yeah, Wrexham on 7 points out. They've not lost a game yet. 2 wins and 1 draw. They're 4th in the table behind Stockport, Huddersfield, and Charlton. And it's certainly looking like it's going to be a very good push from Hollywood FC to try and get promotion on another year. So. So what have we got? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at that one. Let's have a look at the Reading away game at Wrexham. Reading had another shot, but it's saved, and then Bindon has another shot, but it's off target. And Reading are still having a damn good go, but they just cannot get the ball. If you're going to shoot, you've got to get it on target. And at the minute, no hope for Reading.
Hume does ever so well to dispossess Montondi, and Sunderland are away again down the right-hand side.
A quick look.
Roberts in possession.
Okonkwo for Wrexham.
Saying to him, no, you need to go down the line, and Roberts does go down the line, but he's now 2-on-1. So he
pushes it forward. Lewis Wing gives it to Salif. Push. We're not going to beat Wrexham by doing a long ball. I don't think. Is that what they're trying? Bindon now. Let's see what Bindon can do for Reading. Is he going to give a long ball? So Lewis Wing won't like long balls going straight over him. Lewis Wing there. Surely he's not going to do a long ball. Side ball to Dorset. See, that's what he's more used to. Back to Bindon. Salif. Dorset.
Now it is to Chris Rigg. Rigg now plays it into the centre of the penalty
Elliot.
area. Hume took it on well, but
Salif, but Reading just can't get past this this back five of Wrexham. Craig, can he get past this back line? Playing a really solid offside trap, and Craig has to come backtrack to Salif. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a while, but I think people will start to cotton on to their style. But at the minute, it's looking very much like we've done another goal at Stoke City. It's now Stoke 1.
And even Patrick Roberts coming in at the back post can't keep the ball in play. It'll be a
West Brom 2. So
giving away possession on so many occasions.
Watford derby. We kept watching that because I was thinking that Watford are gonna. So let's have a look. It's Watford 1, Derby 1.
Back into it. Brownhill, 30 yards from his own goal, plays it back towards Pires. Nice little ball inside to Taylor. This is better from Burnley. Out to Connor Roberts.
So Derby have now lost that early lead.
Plays infield towards Masengo.
Blimey. It's now Cambridge 1, Blackpool 2.
Somebody needs to try and come short.
So it's one. It was 1-1. Yeah. So it's now
pick up possession. Ball comes off the Sunderland.
Cambridge 1.
It was Chris Rigg. Going to go out for a Burnley throw.
Blackpool 2.
On the halfway line.
We know about the Charlton. We'll be 1-0 up at home to Bolton. They're now odds-on favourites to go on and win it. Exeter 1 versus Peterborough 1, and they say that the odds are, well, it could go any direction whatsoever. We're listening to the we're watching the we're listening to the Sunderland versus Burnley game. Sunderland are absolutely running riot. The 1-0 scoreline really doesn't really doesn't show you the correct result there. Wrexham are running away with it at home to Reading, and something happened there at Leyton Orient, where Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. But Birmingham are in possession. They're passing it along the back quite nicely there. Birmingham are doing. Please do like and subscribe and have a chat in the chat box. Tell me who you support. We can go off and have a quick look at how they're playing, and we can do a bit of analysis on it. So please do come and have a chat. I'm always open to have a quick talk about your side. It's now Fulham 1, Exeter 1. Wow, Fulham 1, Leicester 1. And it was Ipswich winning Man City 1-0 away. But it's now 3-1, so that didn't work. Interesting, Blackburn versus Oxford as Oxford dispossessed Blackburn in the box and managed to pull away with it. It was quite dangerous there. So because all the odds disappeared. So Blackburn are pressing quite heavily there.
And it will be a free kick to Burnley bang in the middle of the Sunderland half.
Free kick to Burnley at the minute. So
Burnley
probably one of the
creates
first times they've managed to get the ball, I think. Preston Luton. I do believe that is. Yeah, that's the first goal there, isn't it? Preston Luton. We've now got a goal at Preston Luton. It's surprisingly enough, Preston 1, Luton 0. So, well, I got on wrong. Oh, thanks a lot. Who is it you support? Look, if you're going to be the only one in, I'm going to have to cover your team as well as mine, aren't I? Tell me who it is, and I'll cover it. Watford now. Watford 1, Derby 1. So Watford came back to equalise. But we'll see what happened there, because something happened, because Watford nearly got a penalty there, I think. The odds disappeared because Watford have been heavily pounding the goal there. So we've got a couple of seconds, because they've been going in like bloody lightning here. So we will go through it quickly with Blackburn 0, Oxford 0. But at the minute, Blackburn are on top, but Oxford keep doing the counter breaks, and they're really, really good at it. Middlesbrough, how the hell this is happening? Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2. That's my local side, Portsmouth.
Went to go for it, but in the end, it was a foul on Bellingham by Esteve, who pulled him back, and the referee decided to.
Burnley nearly got in there. But Middlesbrough are just rampant, and yet they're 2-1 behind at home. Norwich versus Sheffield United 1-1, but Norwich scored first. Sheffield United managed to get that back. Preston have just scored against Luton, so that's a surprise. Preston 1, Luton 0. We've got Stoke 1, West Brom 2. Preston 1, right? Preston 1, Luton 0. Stoke 1, West Brom 2, which is another recent goal. Sunderland managed to turn their heavy advantage. They've just been pounding the Burnley goal, and Burnley don't know what's hit them. Sunderland 1, Burnley 0, and now Sunderland are actually 2.5 to 1 on to win. So they must be thinking they're quite likely to do that. Watford 1, Derby 1, with Watford coming back. I think that's they have been doing steady progressions on there. We've got another goal at Cambridge, so it's now Cambridge 1, Blackpool 3. We know about Charlton 1, Bolton 0. We know about Exeter 1, Peterborough 1. We know about Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0, and Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. Lincoln City 1, Mansfield 0, Wigan 1, Crawley 0, because I mixed those two up. And the last two, Wrexham 2, Reading 0, and one of the last games, Wycombe 0, Rotherham 0, which looks, to all intents and purposes, like being 0-0. You can't say that of the last 2 0-0s in these are Rotherham away at go down there. Wycombe 0, Rotherham 0. And it's basically 15 to 8 odds all the way across. So the odds, the betting companies don't even know who the hell to put on that one. Blackburn, Oxford, though, if we look at this is actually quite. Blackburn are really in the ascendancy, but Oxford are doing a lot. Oh, Oxford! What have I said? Oxford do that. What they are do best. It's Brown passes it down there, and it's a great goal. Brown from his own half, and all of a sudden, within seconds, we have a goal. It's against all odds. It's Blackburn 0, Oxford 1, and we only have one game left on 0-0. So Oxford United are now winning.
Brownhill now, somebody to show.
And I want to see where that puts Oxford, because that would be quite interesting. That.
Great tackle from Sirkin, and then from Rigg.
It puts them crikey! It puts them in fourth, so equal second. So Oxford are now equal second in the championship. Just when everybody was saying, "Nah, they're going down," they are doing really well. What's that at Stoke City? Something happening at Stoke City? Oh, Stoke nearly got a goal there, but it must be a scramble because the odds disappeared, and all of a sudden West Brom are kicking it out. They get kicked back in and they kick it out, and then Bay for Stoke in the centre circle now tries to get something going, but the front end of Stoke just doesn't impress me. And at the minute, I'll be surprised if West Brom don't just shut up shop and put that brick wall behind and close the gate, because it's to all intents and purposes, it's looking like it's going to be. Oh, and we've got it. Yeah, that's that goal, isn't it? We've just seen that one. My God, I'm coming back and it tells me there's been a goal. Oxford obviously winning there. Preston, West Brom 2-1 up, which we'd said earlier. Oh, blimey. Breathe. Stoke, West Brom.
Header is there by Taylor, and he's just wide of the far post. That's the best and possibly only opportunity of the first half that Burnley have had.
Burnley have had a chance. Yay! Good on Burnley. Barnsley are 1-0 up at home to Northampton. Blackpool, we know, are 3-1 up at Cambridge. Charlton winning. Oh, hang on. We've got a couple of goals here. Exeter 1. I might have said this, but I can't remember. Peterborough 2. There was another goal down here. Lincoln 2. My one to watch, Mansfield 0. So they're not doing very well for my scores there. So the only team that I see that are so here we are. So Wycombe Rotherham is the only game, and it's half time there. Wrexham, it's half time with 2-0 Wrexham. Wigan 1, Crawley 0, that's half time. Lincoln 2, Mansfield 0, that's half time. Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2, that's half time. Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0, half time. Cambridge 1, Blackpool 3 is half time. Trying to see the others. Exeter's still playing. Charlton's still playing. Barnsley's still playing. Watford 1, Derby 1, half time. Sunderland 1, Burnley 0, half time. Stoke's still playing. Preston 1, Luton 0, half time. Sheffield and Norwich half time. And Middlesbrough and Blackburn are still playing. So it's been one hell of a game. It's actually been so frantic trying to keep up with the scores and trying to pop in and give you a little bit of a taster of what each game's going like is actually bloody difficult. I just want to check on the Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2 game, because 6 minutes extra time, and we've played 4.5 minutes of that as Engel attacks from Middlesbrough down the left, but Lane kicks it, but only as far as Hackney, and then Sorensen grabs it off him, does a 1-2 with Pack, runs it through the middle, Sorensen down, running through the centre circle for Portsmouth. This is a good opportunity if they can keep on running, but I think, yeah, no, he's managed to get past it. Williamson has to pass it back to Towler. And I think that would have been better just keeping the momentum there. That could have been quite a good attack. Williams back to Norris, and I think they'll be happy to just play out this last minute and go into 2-1 leaders at Middlesbrough. So we'll just watch out the last minute of this game, and we'll go for a coffee. So Dozzle for Portsmouth. Williams, they're just playing it on their left-hand side, nice and steadily. Saying that, goes back to the goalie and up the right with Pack. He runs it into the middle. Towler. Oh, nice push there, but Dieng grabs it for Middlesbrough. They're giving them 20 seconds now for Middlesbrough to try and push forward, but Dieng looks like he's going to slowly move it to Hackney. Clark, Morris, Hackney. Hackney, 5 seconds left. Can he do anything with 5 seconds? They're going to have to really welly it, I think. Azaz, and he gives it to Latilat with a couple of seconds left, and he's in the box. Oh, but Norris gets it from him and kicks it as far as he can, and it's Middlesbrough with a throw-in, and it's half-time. They called it just at the right time there for Portsmouth. Portsmouth were really on the rack. And we'll just go through to make sure everything's finished. So Oxford, Blackburn 1, Oxford 1. Oh, hey, Blackburn have scored. Blackburn 1, Oxford 1. So that's now half-time. Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2. Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1. Preston 1, Luton 0. Stoke 1, West Brom 2. We had that. Sunderland 1, Burnley 0. Watford 1, Derby 1. Barnsley 1, Northampton 0. Cambridge 1, Blackpool 3. Charlton 1, Bolton 0. Exeter 1, Peterborough 2. I think we had that one. Yeah, we did. Lincoln City 2, Mansfield 0. I remember that going in. Wigan 1, Crawley 0. Wrexham 2, Reading 0. Good chances for Reading, but they're just not putting them away. And finally, Wycombe 0, Rotherham 0. And I think everybody's sort of given up the ghost here. I think it's almost odds on for a draw. And I shall see you in the second half for Championship and League One. Let's leave you with the summary of Sunderland versus Burnley.
It came about after great work from Romain Mundle down the left. It's crossed to the back post man Patrick Roberts, who volleyed the ball back across the 6-yard box, and Mundle was alert to pick it up again, cut inside with his right foot and fire a shot into the far corner. Prior to that, another run down the left-hand side between Sirkin and Mundle led to a really good opportunity within the first 5 minutes for Chris Rigg, who, as he came in on the ball on the penalty spot, managed to drag his shot just wide of the far post. Burnley have had plenty of the ball inside their own half, but they've really struggled to get anything going from an attacking point of view. And their only effort on the goal in that first period came a minute into stoppage time when Coutinho got away down the right-hand side, swung it across. Lyle Taylor couldn't hit the target with his header. At the break, it's Sunderland 1, Burnley 0. In the battle of the top two in the Championship at half-time, it's Sunderland 1, Burnley 0 at the Stadium of Light. The goal coming on 26 minutes, it was fully deserved for the home team as well, who dominated that first half. It came about after great work from Romain Mundle down the left. It's crossed to the back post man Patrick Roberts, who volleyed the ball back across the 6-yard box, and Mundle was alert to pick it up again, cut inside with his right foot and fire a shot into the far corner. Prior to that, another run down the left-hand side between Sirkin and Mundle led to a really good opportunity within the first 5 minutes for Chris Rigg, who, as he came in on the ball on the penalty spot, managed to drag his shot just wide at the far post. Burnley have had plenty of the ball inside their own.
Well, I hope second half is just as busy as this one, because that's been one hell of a first half. I'll leave you with Sunderland versus Burnley. Heavily Sunderland. Burnley have had their first shot on target there. So one shot on target from Burnley.
Coming on 26 minutes, it was fully deserved for the home team as well, who dominated that first half. It came about after great work from Romain Bundle down the left. It's crossed to the back post man, Patrick Roberts, who volleyed the ball back across the 6-yard box, and Bundle was alert to pick it up again, cut inside with his right foot, and fire a shot into the far corner. Prior to that, another run down the left-hand side between Circuit and Bundle led to a really good opportunity within the first 5 minutes for Chris Rigg, who, as he came in on the ball on the penalty spot, managed to drag his shot just wide at the far post. Burnley have had plenty of the ball inside their own half, but they've really struggled to get anything going from an attacking point of view. And their only effort on the goal in that first period came a minute into stoppage time when Coutinho got away down the right-hand side, swung it across. Lyle Taylor couldn't hit the target with his header. And the break in Sunderland 1, Burnley 0. In the battle of the top two in the Championship at half-time, it's Sunderland 1, Burnley 0, the Stadium of Light. The goal coming on 26 minutes, it was fully deserved for the home team as well, who dominated that first half. It came about after great work from Romain Bundle down the left. It's crossed to the back post man, Patrick Roberts, who volleyed the ball back across the 6-yard box, and Bundle was alert to pick it up again, cut inside with his right foot, and fire a shot into the far corner. Prior to that, another run down the left-hand side between Circuit led to a really good opportunity within the first 5 minutes.
Welcome back. So I don't know how many people realise that Rotherham United today have a chance to break a duck. They haven't won away now for 655 days. Yeah, we are nearly up to 2 years without a win. Come November the 6th, I think it is, it will be 2 years since Rotherham have won away from home. During that time, I've seen plenty of people say, "Oh God, why do Rotherham take such shit crowds away from home?" Perhaps it's got something to do with the fact that we have actually only won away from home. The last time we won was about a hell of a long time ago. No, at the minute it's looking like 0-0. You look at the odds. I mean, the odds. It's sort of 2-1 Wickham, 2-1 Rotherham, and evens for a draw. It's like this ain't going anywhere, guys. And we've relegated our captain Clark Harris because Johnson Clark Harris can't score. He couldn't score for Toffee the first time he was at Rotherham. He can't score for Toffee the second time. So yeah, he's absolutely pants. So God only knows where we're going to get goals from, because yeah, it really is awful. So it looks like you're not going to break your duck, and you're not going to win, and we're not going to break our duck, and we're not going to win. Absolutely manic. How the hell can you go 655 days without a win? Oh. I mean, I don't know about you, Jake, but it's so disheartening when you go. I mean, these fans that go to away games week after week, and they just another bloody defeat. They just made a mockery of it. You can't even win when we get into a bloody away game in the cup. It's like away game in a cup against a League Two. So we've lost. Oh shit, it's only a cup game. We're not going to win it. You're like just manic. I mean, look at this. I'm going to have a look at it. 60%, isn't it? 60% possession to Wickham. 40 to Rotherham. Now, the last two games, Rotherham have had something like 18 to 20 shots, about 12 on target and no goals. And it's like, again, we've got 8 shots, 4 on target, no goals. An XG of 0.68. And Wickham, with their 60% possession, 5 shots, 3 on target. That's a bloody good percentage, isn't it? A good conversion rate. And 0.24 XG. And you think, this ain't going that. We're just like blanking each other out. It's 3 yellow cards. Let's have a look at the yellow cards. There's 2 for Rotherham. And so McCart's got it in defence for Rotherham. Scowen for Wickham. And the new boy Wilkes has got it for Rotherham. It's just total manic. Absolutely manic. Everybody's like the interesting thing about Wickham is that it's not one person who shot. The shots on goal are from one from Harvey, one from Grimmer, one for Scowen, one for Butcher, one for Cohn. Whereas we also like 2 for Powell, 2 for Wilkes, 2 for Nombe, 1 for Adoffin, 1 for McCart, and 1 for Kelly. It's like I prefer a team where anybody can score. It looks like Wickham's got that sort of. It's great when you're watching the game. I think you can see that anybody in that team can score. When Rotherham went from League 2 to second tier the first time, they had a team that absolutely anybody in that team could score. And I love it when you've got a team like Wickham's got. Like anybody can put it in the net, and it's. I mean, sadly, he played for Rotherham. It was brilliant. He could put it in the net if he wanted to. Not often, but he could do it. And it's. I'm actually. I know I've put Rotherham in. I'm probably the worst of the predictors. I predicted Rotherham to finish about 9. I think I said 9th. And the reason is I can't see him being in the top 6. But at this rate, I can't see him being in the top 2/3. It was something daft like that was one of the ones where we had about 18 shots, 12 on target, and it was just. I mean, if you're gonna get it on target, at least make it not straight at the goalkeeper. I like just naff. And our golden boot winner, Johnson Clark Harris, can't even hit the bloody net. Oh, he did against Rovers. But he headed it straight towards the goalie, and he just picked it out of the net. Well, picked it up. Well, I'll have that, thanks. Awful. I would be very surprised if we got a goal. But yeah, 655 days since Rotherham won away from home. Absolutely manic. Let's see who is starting. I found it interesting. Ipswich scored first against Man City, and then Man City came back to score 3 quick goals. Average. I mean, I say average. He played well in the cup and got himself a place, but he's in central defence because basically you will play there because we had a red card, didn't we, last week midweek? You are taking over from him, so yeah, you will play. My local side, Portsmouth, is beating Middlesbrough. So we have Blackburn have now started. So Blackburn 1, Oxford 1 is now on the go. Norwich 1. Yeah, it's only starting because the manager's best friend who he brought in, who's about 35 years old, got a red card. So he's got to play because we haven't got anybody else. Again, we're going to get hit. Central defence. Oh dear, we've got no cover. Great. I tell you, we're going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And he's, like you say, he's okay. He's not. Yeah, he's not more. He's no better than okay, and he's no poorer than okay. But yeah, I'm being nice to him, calling him okay. But yeah.
Sunderland tried to get away down left with Sirkin, but
who's started? Cambridge have started against Blackpool. Charlton have started against Bolton. Exeter, Peterborough have started. Yeah. Blackpool, Leyton Orient, Birmingham started. I think they're all started now. Let's go to the Wickham game. Let's come up. We're going to go to the Wickham game. We're going to do a bit of watching as Rotherham have another shot on the Wickham goal, but it's way out. I think it sort of hit some pigeon somewhere and bounced down. Turn that down a bit. So the one we're watching, listening to is Sunderland, because that's the only sort of game we've got left to watch. Sunderland are well on target, well on top. As Wickham are slowing the game down now, they're just like, when's the Wickham goalkeeper going to actually take this?
By the way, that Dan Neil got a yellow card that we didn't see towards the end of the first half.
He's going to get a yellow card if he carries on like this. He's got to kick it out, surely at some point.
CJ Egan-Riley was yellow carded for Burnley, and Dan Neil, the Sunderland skipper.
Still with the Wickham goalkeeper to give it. Oh, thank you. And he gives it to McCart. Oh, and McCart loses it to Cone, and Cone suddenly finds himself, tackled by James at the last minute. McCart made a right fluff of that one. And Rotherham clear it and managed to get it to Hugill, but Lowe manages to grab it from him in defence. And Wickham can now try and interception by Hugill, interception by Hartridge. Come on, this is like ping pong fucking ball. That threads it through to Cone. Cone, right at the last minute, loses it to Odofin. Cone seems to be trying some neat little passes and is just not passing it well enough. He's getting in some brilliant positions, but he's not actually. That final pass is just letting him down. As Odofin gets clattered into, we've got a substitute for Rotherham, a substitution for both sides. Don't think it's going to show me quick enough. So Grimmer has get off. Grimmer has been Grimmer off and McCarthy on for Wickham. I don't know what the Rotherham changes. But yeah, you got Grimmer changing there for McCarthy. We will find out eventually, but Kelly for Rotherham playing quite far forward, actually. Back to Phillips. Phillips now for Rotherham in the goal. Actually, he's outside the goal, but kicks it. And it's like nearly a goal by the goalkeeper. It's that naff, it just rolls into the Wickham goalkeeper's hand. This is stupid, isn't it? Nobody can pick up the bloody ball all the way from our Rotherham goalkeeper, all the way to the Wickham goalkeeper. As Harvey now gets tackled, and it's a Wickham throw-in. Gets it forward. It's another Wickham throw-in further into the Rotherham half. They're making their way forward now, Wickham. Slowing it down. Another one of those slow throw-ins where we're going to get it thrown in at some point. Humphries kicks it out. Harvey kicks it in. Oh, but they gathered by the wrong goalkeeper, and we can try and somehow build carefully from the back. No, we can't. We lob it to Nombe up front, who loses it to Hartridge. But somehow he tackles it back, and we've got a bit of a ding-dong between Hartridge and Nombe, and both seem to like kick it to each other a few times. Here, have it. No, I don't want it. Have it back. No, it really does look like that. Hartridge, it's dinged as a foul, so I think Hartridge has got a free kick out of it. I'm just stunned because you're in the final third. Do you really want a ding-dong battle with Hartridge? Don't just get the bloody ball and cross it. Don't faff around with it. So Nombe, look, he's got loads of energy, but why we paid £1 million for somebody who can't score? I scored 2 last season, I think, and we paid £1 million for him. Exeter must have been laughing all the way to the bank, literally, as McCart intercepts something from the right but gives it straight to Lowe. What were you saying about McCart? Jake, I think no, we should have listened to you. Low to Scowen. Scowen now. Enter the centre circle. Humphries. Scowen. Bartolo. I want to see who came on for Rotherham. Let's have a quick look. No, it said it was a Rotherham. Oh, no. Oh, wow. We've just had 2. It wasn't for Rotherham. There was 2 for Wickham. So Butcher and Cone have come off, and Humphries and Bartolo. Yeah, the 2 I've just. Yeah, Humphries and Bartolo have come on.
Blackburn 1, Oxford 1 is the latest score at Ewood Park.
I know that one. That was ages ago.
No other goals to say about that we didn't mention, of course, in the first
half. Try and cross it in, but Hartridge has been playing really well. Hartridge has been intercepting nigh on all the balls that have come in so far in this second half. Does Hartridge pass it left to Harvey? Harvey now. Trying to find a way up the left-hand side, which shouldn't be too bad with the Rotherham side. I think he's got a free kick out of it. No, he hasn't. Not given it. He's gone straight forward, and Rotherham kick it out for a throw-in, and it's going to be a Wickham throw-in, and this is pretty dangerous. Short to Ado on the edge of the box. Oh, Kieran Sadlier, and he's pretty. He uses his body to get anywhere. Kieran, he's pushed his way in, passed it back to Bartolo, but Kelly intercepts that one timely before it gets dispatched into the net. And Kelly can try and dispatch it, but he doesn't quite manage to dispatch it far enough, and it goes to McCleary. And McCleary now for Wickham on the right-hand side. McCleary can try and cross it in. Yeah, I bet you did. Foreshadowed in. I tell you what, I mean, Hartridge again. It's like Harvey and Hartridge this time, just picking the ball out of the air. It's just like, oh, I'll have that. And they kick it forward. Wickham nearly got the Rotherham goalkeeper off his line there, and he just managed to get to it, push it back out. Sadlier again. He's encamped in the box. He's encamped in Rotherham's box, and passes it back, but Nombe grabs it, and Nombe tries running forward over the halfway line into the Wickham half. But Scowen takes it from him before he can make his next touch. And it's really cannot see. I bet you the stats haven't changed very much either. No, still, I mean, Rotherham now have had 11 shots, 6 on target, but it's just getting a ridiculous.
It looks like he will.
No.
This corner kick is going to be
I'll leave that.
by Romain, who runs over towards that far side.
Let's go through some of the other score lines. We've got Blackburn 1, Oxford 1, Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2, Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1. Preston is still winning Luton 1-0. It's still Stoke 1, West Brom 2, and it's still Sunderland 1. Circuit nearly got a goal, but it's still Sunderland 1, Burnley 0. Watford 1, Derby 1, the equaliser. Oh, that's a couple of goals here. I'm sure Barnsley weren't that far ahead. Barnsley 2. Oh my God, Cambridge goals going in galore there. I ain't got that far yet. Northampton 0. And we have, right, type this lot in. Cambridge 2, Blackpool 4. That's a game to be at, isn't it? 6 goals. Why can't we have that? Charlton 1-0, Bolton, Exeter 1, Peterborough 2, Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0, Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. That wasn't that score either. It's now Lincoln 4, Mansfield 0. So I'm quite shocked at that. I thought Mansfield would put up a better fight, and it's. We know where these are going to finish, don't we? We know where FC Hollywood are going to finish. Yeah, it's Wrexham 3, Reading 0, and it looks like FC Hollywood will be certainly a force to in the top 2 or 3. So let's have a look at the last one on the list as Callum Humphreys. Oh no, Humphreys. No, Humphreys. Your Humphreys. Wickham's Humphreys. Oh God, we've got 2 Humphreys on the pitch. Wickham's Humphreys has a shot, and it's on target, and it's bounced away off the line. So Wickham nearly scoring there from Humphreys. Good shot. And it was straight to the middle of the net as well, so that was pretty good. The trouble is, something's happened because it's a Rotherham goal kick. Yeah, it's now odds on for a draw for the Wickham Rotherham game. As Rotherham belt it up to the other end, and Ravizoli will grab it from a Wickham throw-in. Scowen, Hartridge, up to James grabs it on Rotherham's left. What can he do? Will he come across Hartridge and lose it? No, he'll come across McCarthy and lose it. And give it to Lower Morley, and we carry on again from the back. So the one player that seems to be sort of goal hanging the most is Kieran Sadlier, who seems to be, whenever the ball gets near the box, he's in the box. And I must admit, he's one of these players who just barges his way through, and you can never stop him. You can never stop him at Rotherham if he wanted to. Oh no! Ooh, that's just narrowly off target. But did it hit anybody on the way? Is it going to tell me? So we're starting to get more shots from Wickham now. Wickham are definitely coming back into it. What the hell's Phillips doing over there? Jesus, he passed it to Matt Wilkes and Hugill right in the box at the other end. He's cleared that ball the full length of the pitch. Adolphine, Wilkes, anywhere but near the middle of the goal, back to McCart, and McCart loses it to Ado. Ha! Everything Jake said is sort of pretty much coming true. As soon as we get McCart on it, we've lost it. We've just lost it. I mean, Scowen just apparently just took it from him. Kelly managed to get that in defence. A Dauphin kicks it out for a Wickham throw in on the halfway. It's starting to turn the way of Wickham, which is no surprise since Rotherham went away for 655 days. Anything happened so far? Preston 1, Luton 0, Stoke 1. Let's actually have a look at one of these. Which one shall we look? If anybody hasn't done, then like and subscribe. It is nice to chat to people. I find out quite a lot. Jake already knew most of what we were thinking. You should have told us before we bought him. Bloody useless. Oh dear. We saw 4-2. I tell you what. Let's. We choose one. I'm going to choose Huddersfield versus Shrewsbury. Let's have a look at that one. Shrewsbury actually. I would say Shrewsbury are about to make a good cross there, but Pearson stopped it. Now Pearson for Huddersfield. They seem to be just. It looks like they're able to. From the information here, it looks like they're holding that. The box is basically 100% Huddersfield. The stats. 75% possession to Huddersfield. Shrewsbury managed to grab it, cross it, but Lees picked it and kicked it out. Shrewsbury get a throw in. Let's just see where this Shrewsbury throw in will go, because it's nice and close to the box. So perhaps Shrewsbury can short to Shipley. I tried crossing it and gave it to Hogg, probably just at the wrong point in time. Ben Wiles now with it. It's strange, he's in the middle. He's more likely played at the as a winger, but he's okay. There's a free kick to Huddersfield right on the centre circle.
Free kick, it looks like to Sunderland, just about inside their own penalty area. And again, Patterson's in no hurry.
Anything else?
I just wonder whether Scott Parker might be tempted into a change.
Let's look at my local side. Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2.
In particular, might offer something going forward.
Middlesbrough have been peppering the Portsmouth goal now for about, it's 61 minutes in. They've been peppering it for about 60 minutes. I kid you not. As Latila has another shot that bounces off the woodwork, and it bounces back to Hackney, and Hackney can continue with Dick Steele for Middlesbrough, and it's literally been 99% attack by Middlesbrough. How on earth they're 2-1 down at home to Portsmouth? I just don't know, but certainly my neighbours will be jumping up and down with glee. I think that's not a penalty. I think that's a free kick the other way. There's a corner. I'd have given the corner to Middlesbrough. Going back out and all the way back to defence. So they just don't seem to be looking at getting that last ball in. It's just not got the quality. I'm surprised at this one, the Norwich versus Sheffield United, because Sheffield United have been playing a lot better than Norwich, and yet it was Norwich that scored first. Oh, I hate cold coffee. Yeah, Norwich have a throw-in. and they can probably reach the box just from there, but he doesn't. He passes it back to Nunes. And Nunes is in the middle. He's like in his own half, right in the middle. It just not like him.
And here's Joe Bellingham. Oh, it's a shocking ball straight into the path of Pires.
Bellingham was useless there for Sunderland. And usually he's quite good. Bellingham for Sunderland is really good. Shocking ball. Duffy to Gibbs, Doyle, McLean. Norwich are just keeping it, and they're just not doing anything with it. I don't see any light of something happening. Saints down the left. Usually when I say something like that, somebody scores. As Sheffield United clatter into him for wasting time, and Sheffield United end up with a yellow card. So, yeah, Norwich are trying to just make it as slow and laborious as they possibly can. It's working as well. It's upsetting Sheffield United. Nothing happening in there. Still Barnsley. Let's have a look at that. Barnsley 2, Northampton 0. Barnsley were really doing well. It's Northampton's substitution at the minute. What have we had substitution-wise? They've already had Wills off and Baldwin on for Northampton, and Barnsley have had Hurahan off and Gent off and brought on Pines and Russell. So Hurahan off, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought they'd usually do that. So we start off with Northampton kick it out, and it's a Barnsley throw on their right. Not going to be a Barnsley throw. They're just finishing off a substitution. Whoever it is, and they kick it immediately forward, or throw it and kick it immediately forward. It's Barnsley offside. So they're doing quite well. It's 50-1 on for Barnsley to win. Must be quite. It's only 52% possession. I think they only do. Now listen to this: 52% possession to Barnsley, 48 to Northampton. And we don't usually go with stats; they don't usually work. But Barnsley have 10 shots, 6 on target, and Northampton have 10 shots and 2 on target. And that's the only difference. That is literally the only difference. But oh God, what's just happened? Something's just scored at Wrexham. There's been a score at Wrexham. I daren't even look. Daren't even look. Are you going to tell me before? Are you going to tell me before I get down to the bottom? And Wickham has scored. Rotherham are going 655 days without a win. It's Wickham 1. Rotherham 0. I just knew it. We can't win away we're not going to win away for 2 years. I bet you we don't win away for 2 years. I bet you. Well, Jake, shall we see who's? I think it'll be on here who scored. But that's just come through.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this is how Sunderland are going to play with Remain Bundle.
It's Cameron Humphreys. So Cameron Humphreys has scored for Wycombe Wanderers. Oh dear, what a game. I did say we weren't going to do anything. Hang on a minute. That makes it difficult. I've got 2 Cameron Humphreys on the pitch. We can't have that. That's just weird, isn't it? So 70 minutes, Cameron Humphreys 1-0 to Wycombe, and Rotherham go 655 days without a win away from home. Lincoln 4, Mansfield 1. So they have actually got one back. So where we are, Lincoln 4. I saw that flick then. Mansfield won.
Burnley looked like getting an equaliser. West Ham have got two of them at Crystal Palace. Jared Bowen for the second goal there.
I think there were a lot of people who thought, not Steve Evans again. The problem is it does this scattergun approach to getting players. They all have to be free, and they all have to be players that he's played with in the past. And it just hasn't worked. You know, occasionally he gets the odd player who's like, oh, it's brilliant. But then most of them are just pants. Yeah, Hurahan. I'm surprised he's got took off. He's a really good player. Yeah, probably because it is. Yeah, probably right. But it's going to be an interest. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting chat with him afterwards because 74 minutes and 17 seconds, and Wickham are on their way to another. Let's see where that puts Wickham. So Wickham are now in 15th position, right in the middle of the table there.
For a more attacking option. So this time, the attacking option is.
Oh, right. Okay.
Taking an absolute age over this goal kick here now. Sure, it looks like Sunderland are going to make a change as well, actually. So, very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, he's a decent player. I think he still has it, but, you know. At the minute, Rotherham are in the relegation zone. Oh my God, we're in the relegation zone. This is going to be really fun when we see Evans explain this one away. Exeter versus Peterborough. Whoops. No, go away. And it's Exeter 1, Peterborough 2. Exeter 1, Peterborough 2. Yeah, it's still there. Exeter, Peterborough right in the passing it in the Exeter box at the minute. Oh, penalty to Peterborough. Penalty. I said it passing it in the box, and it's a penalty to Peterborough. So Exeter 1, Peterborough 2. This is to put Exeter out of this game, I think. What we're on 73 minutes. I can't see them getting back if Peterborough get this goal. Oh, that's a pity. I said Exeter 1, Peterborough 2 in my... No, I said Exeter 0, Peterborough 3, and it's going to be... If this goes in, it'll be Exeter 1, Peterborough 3. Darn it. We are penalty. We'll wait for the penalty for Peterborough. And we're waiting for the roar of the crowd. Oh, he's missed the penalty. Missed penalty for Peterborough. See if it goes anywhere after that. Doesn't look like it.
And into Bellingham. Bellingham on the edge of the area. Shot comes in from Cirkin, is saved. Still inside the box.
Sunderland are absolutely rampant down there. I mean, it's how it's only 1-0 to Sunderland, God only knows. It really is. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Nothing happening. Oh, I say nothing happening. What's happening at Norwich? Norwich City. And we go to Norwich City. Sousa on the right for Sheffield United, but nothing much. I think they must be looking at he's being fouled, so something's happened with that. So Yeah, it's being fouled. Sousa's being fouled. I think they were looking at whether it was going to be a red card or not. But Sousa injured for Sheffield United. So
was flapping at it, didn't get a touch. Sunderland claimed that the keeper got a fingertip to it, but the referee says it's a goal kick.
So still a draw, win, draw. Preston's still up. West Brom still up. Sunderland's still only 1-0 up. Oh, it's Watford have scored. Watford have scored. So Watford to Derby 1. And we can go down into. No, I'm not a fan of Evans. I think his pants. And I don't. Oh, did you see? Did you ever see? You know, when I think it was Shrewsbury. We played the playoff final against Shrewsbury, and we scored the equaliser when he ran down the side of the touchline and his trousers fell down. Oh, come on! His trousers fell down, for God's sake. I mean, it's like, it was like so. No. Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? No, sorry. I'm just looking at something because there has been a goal at Barnsley. Barnsley 2, Northampton 1. Can they make a comeback? Barnsley last year kept doing that, just like we've seen at Cambridge. It's now, believe it or not, Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4. I mean, ouch! What a game! We support the wrong club.
It's Mundle inside the penalty area. Burnley squeeze him away from goal, and eventually Esteve clears it left-footed. It opened up for the shot. Mundle decided not to take it on first time. He really probably should have done. That would have been his first mistake of the day, really. And eventually Burnley crowd him out, but here comes Sunderland with Brown. Sunderland
are just hammering that goal, aren't they? Sunderland are really. Cambridge are just, I mean, Blackpool, for God's sake. Cambridge, I mean, it doesn't happen. Cambridge is an average bottom 6 team, aren't they, really? And technical ability is bottom 6. But I tell you what, they can put the ball in the net. Rotherham can't. Yeah, they're bloody hopeless. It's still Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. We'll not write that one off yet. It's looking pretty ominous for the Rotherham side, who haven't seen a win for 655 days, and it's about to go to 600. Oh God, I can't remember when the next one is. We've got a break, haven't we, as well? Yeah, it's about 720 days to our next one. Some fans have it really, really tough. It is laughable. I'm like you, Jake. I think that it's going to be interesting to see what Evans says tonight when he comes back with another defeat away from home. Because at the minute, did you notice that Evans at the beginning was saying we're going to be challenging for promotion, and 2 weeks straight after the first game and the first cup game, he's changed his tune, and he says this year is just it's a transition period, he called it. Well, I don't know how you can have transition period when all of the players you've signed are 2-year contracts, because that means you have to go up second year or you have no players. So it's not looking good for Rotherham. No. Wrexham still winning 3-0. Wigan still winning 1-0. Mansfield losing 4-1 away at Lincoln. Let's have a look at Birmingham, shall we? Birmingham away at Orient. Ooh, Orient had a shot there and it gets parried out to Donnelly. Donnelly now. Can he push it back in for Leyton Orient, or is that going to be too far away.
Coutinho's head and goes out of play for a Sunderland throw-in. I think this change is going to be made first. Helpfully,
Peacock Farrell gets it.
On the Sunderland player taking the throw-in rather than the substitution. So we're waiting to see who has gone off and who's coming on to replace him. It's Coutinho, in fact, who's going off.
Which one's 2-2?
Has been taken off here, and Sambo has come on to replace him. There's going to be another change as well.
But nearly 2-2 there at Birmingham for Birmingham. So Birmingham nearly did a mess there. Barnsley, Northampton. Oh my God! Can't believe that. That is unbelievable. Barnsley 2, Northampton 2, and they are on the rampage. Certainly getting back into it. I wouldn't have thought that. See, Barnsley kept doing that last year. I think they were ahead 3-0 and 2-0 in the last 6 games, and both games ended 3-3 and 2-2. And it's like, and I said at the beginning, I said they need to sort that defence out. It's shocking. How on earth can you be 2 and 3-0 up and draw? You know, it's like. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we want to see how it's going first before we do it. Oh, shit, we'll let one in, and then, but they tend to they score sort of like after about. They were scoring at about. They also did it the other way round, like you said. They also did it the other way around. I've seen it where they've been like a couple of goals down, and then in the second half they've turned up and started playing, and Barnsley have managed to equalise. And this time it's the other way around, with Barnsley losing it in the last in the last few minutes. So it's now Barnsley 2, Northampton 2. Wow. Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4. I mean, where the hell are these? 12 games. 12 goals in 2 games. We're at the wrong game. Charlton 1, Bolton 0 just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. The Birmingham one doesn't. And I think we're about to just give up the ghost as Harvey has it for Wickham in the middle. I think they might be looking at a red card for Rotherham. It looks rather ominous here. Surely we can't have 2 red cards in 2 games. Oh, you're joking! Penalty for Wickham. A penalty for Wickham. This is just. Well, go Wickham! So there we are. It's Wickham 2, Rotherham 0, and it looks, well, it is all over because it's on about 88 minutes, I think. I'll confirm what the minutes are. When it tells me 87 minutes and Rotherham are 2-0 down. Wrexham 3, Reading 0. Wigan 1, Crawley 0. Leyton Orient 1, Birmingham 2. Huddersfield still only 1-0 up at home to Shrewsbury. That is a surprise. Exeter 1, Peterborough 2. That's not as much of a surprise. Charlton 1, Bolton 0. And that will be a correct score and on my predictions and a correct result. So that'll be a good one for me. Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4. Wow. Yeah, good on Cambridge there. It's still Barnsley 2, Northampton 2, but let's have a quick look at it. See if Barnsley can really self-implode. There's Northampton attack. They're down the left-hand side. Cross it in, but Roberts grabs that one. Kicks it out. But only as far as Honda Mark passes it to Taboo. Gowan. But Roberts clears it again. Roberts is doing quite a good game in stopping anything coming through, so that looks quite good. Lofthouse, Connell, Earl for Barnsley. Barnsley down the left now with Connell, Roberts. They don't seem to be able to get past that halfway line. They don't. They just can't get past it. Russell on the halfway line. Can he do anything before we leave? Can they get past the halfway line? Can Barnsley get past the halfway line? No, passes it back eventually. Pines, now we're not getting anywhere. Barnsley can't get across the halfway line. Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. I have to say that because they're down the road. I live near Portsmouth. Blackburn 2, Oxford 1. I can't even remember what I put for that. That must have been ages ago. No, I think it's a goal, that, isn't it? That's a goal. Missed that one. Oxford 1, so that's Oxford fighting well there. They've done a really good job, but just couldn't manage it in the end. Sunderland have a red card. So red card at Sunderland. Still going circuit above halfway, guilty of a trip on the Burnley player Amdouni, and it will be a free kick to Burnley on the halfway line. Watford. Yeah, Watford 2, Derby 1. So our old manager there not doing too well. Not that game anyway. Oh, we had a goal at Charlton. Bolton aren't going to get anything there. It's Charlton 2, Bolton 0. Exeter 1, Peterborough 2, Huddersfield 1, still Shrewsbury 0. 4-1 Lincoln against Mansfield. As we head into the last minute of the games now. Oh, and Morley nearly scores a third for Wickham, but it's just off target. So nearly 3-0 there for Wickham, but didn't manage to convert it. Oh, dear Lord. Never mind what rot. I think it is rot. I put rot on there on purpose, by the way. Burnley have a shot. Wow. Is everything going quiet for a minute? Let's have a Bromley red card, Salford red card. Oh, Fleetwood 0, Gillingham 0 in League 2. Burnley still have possession inside the Sunderland half. Out it goes on left-hand side, attempting crossing towards the area by Perez, is overhit. Well, that's because it's 90 minutes, I think. There'll be a Sunderland goal kick, and that pretty much just so Leyton Orient are in the centre circle. It is Hontondi, by the way, who has gone off to be replaced by McNally. As I say, that ball in from Perez, woeful, really, way overhit. Yep. And Leyton Orient don't seem to be able to do anything at the minute. It's up to the officials now as to how much added on time there's going to be at the end of this game. At the moment,
Sunderland are going to maintain their unbeaten record. It will be 3 wins from 3 at the start of the new season.
So we are into the final minute. I'm tiring now. Really after the one at midday, it's like really tiring. Look at Blackburn, Oxford. Come on, Oxford have been doing really well. And again, Oxford have got another. Harris is now injured, and it's like they just had. There's 4 minutes extra time at Blackburn, and Oxford just seem to be taking a hell of a lot of batterings. Which something that I noticed when they played, if I go back to the Norwich one, Norwich have been playing really filthy. I'm glad we're not in the Championship because it's Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1. And they've really been quite dirty. And yeah, Norwich City, 5 yellow cards so far. 5 yellow cards, and they are, I think, playing such horrendous. It really is dirty football. And guess who the goal scorer was for Wickham from the penalty? Yeah, it had to be Kieran Sadlier, didn't it? It had to be the ex-Rotherham guy. Yeah, it had to be. I'm not saying a word. Blackburn 2, Oxford 1, Middlesbrough 1, Portsmouth 2. Oh, and Middlesbrough have just scored.
Pat on the back from Luke O'Neill as he lies on the floor. And Sunderland will have a free kick midway inside their own half. And again, no hurry at all to try and take this set piece.
You'll hear it in a minute because that's where I've gone. Is that where I've gone here? No, I've got Sunderland on here, haven't I? Yeah. So Middlesbrough 2, Portsmouth 2. So again, Portsmouth have it. And that's the Rotherham game over. It's defeat on the road yet again. And it's 655 days without a win.
Goalkeeper Patterson prepares to take this free kick, long right-footed downfield.
This is where it gets really difficult because we'll try and watch these as they finish. Wrexham still 3-0 up, 94 minutes. Wigan still 1-0 up, 94 minutes. Lincoln 4-1 up, 94 minutes. Leyton Orient are still losing 2-1 at home, 94 minutes. Huddersfield are winning 1-0, 94 minutes. Exeter 1, Peterborough 2, 93 minutes. Charlton 2, Bolton 0. Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4, and Northampton are drawing 2-2 away at Barnsley. So let's swap. I'm going to swap to Sky app. Maybe a little bit behind, but at least it gives me everything as they come in and finalised. So Norwich City 1, Sheffield United 1 is the final result.
Tries to stay strong. He's outmuscled by Egan Riley, who's fuming with the referee here. Has a word with the referee, and it's actually an offside decision in the first place. So free kick.
Burton, yeah, that was this morning.
Time is ticking away.
Orient 1, Birmingham 2 is the final result. Lincoln City 4, Mansfield 1, final result. Wickham 2, Rotherham 0, final result.
Find a teammate though. It falls to Roberts. Roberts is surely fouled by Russ. He's going to be yellow carded here. The substitutes lost the plot for Sunderland a couple of minutes ago with a foul on Egan Riley. Now he gives a cheap free kick away and gets a yellow card as well for his efforts. And it will be a free kick to Burnley, pretty much slap bang on halfway. This will be the final chance of the game for Burnley to level matters.
So can Burnley level it after they've been hammered all the game? One last shot.
Sambo inside the penalty area, pulls the ball out to the edge of the box.
Oh,
shooting opportunity.
shoot!
He doesn't take it.
No,
Sambo.
pass it
Down
back.
to the edge of the area with Connor
Burnley
Roberts.
now.
Ball into the box, headed away well by O'Neill.
O'Neill kicks it
Still
away.
around on the edge of the penalty area. Ballard gets it clear. Sunderland still
Ballard
can't quite
pushes
get
it.
completely clear. Russin hooks it out of play. There's a head in.
Bashes it into midfield.
The referee, I think, is going to have to stop this. He is. think Luke O'Nine is the man who's gone down. There will be a stop in play.
And that's his finish. Sunderland have won. 9-man Sunderland, 10-man Sunderland won. Burnley 0.
And they've got a big win to maintain their 100% record.
What else? Preston 1, Luton 0. We will wait until we've got all the results confirmed.
And their 100% record comes to an end. The full-time score at the Stadium of Light. It's finished Sunderland 1, Burnley 0.
Oh, yeah, we got that Charlton goal. So that's Charlton 2, Bolton 0. Wrexham 3. Oh, Wrexham 3, Reading 0 is now final score. So we should be able to just refresh that, and we should be able to go in to. We're not going to be able to do some of the championships, so we'll go into League One, where we now only have Barnsley 2, Northampton 2 playing. So we'll do League One before we disappear. So we have in League One, we'll include this lunchtime. Burton 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Still playing, but it's Barnsley 2, Northampton 2. We'll keep my eyes up on there. Cambridge 4, Blackpool 4, Charlton 2, Bolton 0, Exeter 1, Peterborough 2, Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0. Get rid of that one. Don't want them repeating that. Huddersfield 1, Shrewsbury 0, Orient 1, Birmingham 2, Lincoln 4, Mansfield 1. That much. I had to look at that now. It was Lincoln 4. Yeah, I thought I'd missed one. Wigan 1, Crawley 0, Wrexham 3, Reading 0, and Wycombe 2, Rotherham 0. Let's just double check on that Barnsley score. Barnsley is now finished, so it's finished. Barnsley 2, Northampton 2. And we'll just finish by going through the championship. We've had Bristol City 1, Coventry 1, Hull City 0, Millwall 0, QPR 1, Plymouth 1, and QPR were just battering Plymouth for the last half of the game. Blackburn 2, Oxford 1, Borough 2, Portsmouth 2 is still playing. Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1, Preston 1, Luton 0, Stoke 1, West Brom 2. That's still playing as well. Sunderland 1, Burnley 0, and they nearly equalised in the last minute, but just couldn't get it over the line. And Watford 2, Derby 1. So that's been one hell of a day. Honestly, my friends down. Let's just have a quick look at League Two. I always have a good look for our friends at Fleetwood 0-0. So because he's a really good blogger, is the guy at Fleetwood. He knows his onions and his tomatoes. So Stoke has finished at Stoke 1, West Brom 2. So I will stay on if you want to just wait for the Middlesbrough game. Middlesbrough 2, Portsmouth 2. And once again, Portsmouth just can't stop drawing every game. And that's it. Portsmouth go for 3 consecutive draws in 3 games. So it's 3 games, 3 draws, 3 points. Middlesbrough 2, Portsmouth 2. Thank you for watching. Thanks for having a chat. I've enjoyed it. Hey, Jake, good luck for the future, because I think you're going to be top half. And at this point, I'm actually worried that we're going to stay in this relegation drop, because we ain't going to score. And we are absolutely diabolical. And should we get to the 6th of November without a win, it will be 2 calendar years since Rotherham have ever won an away game. What a dreadful stat. I can't believe it. Really can't. I'm like Jake. I agree with you. I'm going to listen to his commentary later because I'm just shy. Well, I think Northampton. I mean, they did really well, didn't they? I think the game, the team of the day. Well, there's 2 teams of the day, isn't there? There's 2 teams. Cambridge, who where the hell have they got that from? And Northampton, where the hell did they get that from? So I'm stunned. I really am. Hey, we support our own teams till the end of the earth, but sometimes it can be a bit painful. It's just for certain teams, it's usually more painful than others. We'll just have to sit and watch Birmingham brag about winning every game, won't we? Because I did all my predictions, and the number of dislikes I got saying, no, Birmingham are going to be 50 points ahead by the end of the season. We're going to find it. We're going to win every game. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Try it. I'm sure somebody will stop you. But anyway, good luck. Enjoy it. Come back next week and we'll see. We'll see. Who's your team playing next week before we end? Who are you playing next week? There you go. There you go. Well, anyway, I hope you tell us. If you tell us in a minute, I'll pick it up. But yeah, who are you playing next week? Oh dear. Yeah, they've been playing really well as well, haven't they? They've been playing bloody good football. All right. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy a nice day out at Crawley then, because it's going to be interesting. That's a long way for you, isn't it, from Barnsley down there? That's but why do Barnsley always do it? Why? Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, they did it last year, and I said it in my predictions. I said if they can sort the defence out, you can be top 3 or 4. And I thought you'd done it, but but they've done it again, and it's surely you can't be doing it. You can't do it every. Surely Barnsley can't do it every 2 years in a row. Surely to God no. But anyway, that's Yorkshire for you. Yeah, you can't not, can you? It's like me. I was born in Rotherham, so I'm living on the edge of Portsmouth, so I can't get up to Rotherham from Portsmouth. Not when I've got the work starts on a Saturday at 5 o'clock in the morning, so and I don't finish till 9. So it'd be one hell of a drive up the M1, wouldn't it? But yeah, enjoy it. I'm sure you'll be a lot higher than what we are. We're now in the relegation zone, so I want to see what Evans says tonight, because it's okay, Rotherham fans. We're only in the relegation zone for a couple of months. Anyway, it's John S. signing off. Over and out for another horrible Saturday for Rotherham. I hope Barnsley have a better season than what we're going to have, because at the minute it ain't looking good. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. And we'll see if I can get my subscriber count up. I need more people like you on here. I really do. Thank you very much. Yeah, it'd be a good away day for you. Yeah. A bit of a journey, but yeah, why not? I used to every home game and away game when I was up there. But yeah, it's far too far to go. And if I'm going to away games and we haven't won for 2 years, it's what's the point? We're going to lose anyway. Enough chatting. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for staying so long with us, and I'll see you next week. My throat's going. Oh dear, it really is. It really is going as well.